Philosopher, mystic, spiritual teacher, and even accused by many of being a con man, Gurdjieff once said, "Awakening is possible only for those who seek it and want it, for those who are ready to struggle with themselves and work on themselves for a very long time and very persistently in order to attain it." Welcome to More Than a Label. This video essay delves into the labyrinthine world of Gurdjieff, exploring the man, his teachings, and the practical application of his fourth way in our lives. Born on January 13, 1866, in Alexandropol, now Gyumri, Armenia, Gurdjieff descends from a family with a Greek father and an Armenian mother. Initially destined for the priesthood, he received guidance from his father and early teachers. In his work, The Material Question, Gurdjieff declares himself as the man who sacrificed much of his personal life for the vital question of education. Gurdjieff highlights the importance of learning how to learn quickly, a principle that allowed him to grasp the essence of information rather than merely accumulating empty knowledge through memorization. The narrative continues with Gurdjieff's theological education before and after he joined the monastic community in Mount Athos. Gurdjieff's insatiable curiosity led him to a 30-year quest for the truth, documented in his book, Meetings with Remarkable Men. In his teachings, Gurdjieff stresses the importance of genuine knowledge, often dismissing the mere accumulation of information as empty rubbish. Venturing into unconventional territories, Gurdjieff unearthed a Sahara map, revealing the region's wet periods before its transformation into an arid landscape around 3000 BC. His research, shared in various works, including Ouspensky's Fragments, suggested influences from an earlier civilization, a legacy that he linked to the legendary Atlantis. Gurdjieff's exploration of Egypt led him to assert that the Christian form of worship was not crafted by the Church Fathers, but borrowed from an ancient Egypt that predated the known civilization. John West's studies also supported the idea of an earlier civilization, possibly Atlantis, influencing Egypt's comprehensive knowledge at its inception. Initiating his teachings in 1909 in Tashkent at the age of 43, Gurdjieff transitioned from studies of hypnotism to experimenting with a diverse range of people involved in occultism, theosophy, and spiritualism. Establishing his own circle, Gurdjieff's approach was not only traditional teaching, but rather a form of experimentation, entertainment, and assistance to some. This phase marked the beginning of a challenging journey. His oath in 1911 not to use psychic powers for personal benefit defined the next chapter of his life. In 1917, amidst the turmoil of the Russian Revolution, Gurdjieff opened the Institute for the Harmonious Development of Man in St. Petersburg. Unlike traditional schools, the institute aimed to reshape human beings through unconventional methods. Gurdjieff, a charismatic figure with enigmatic pronouncements, designed a curriculum of physical exercises, music, and theatrical practices. Students engaged in challenging physical tasks, grappled with cryptic puzzles, and confronted their own unconscious nature. This became the breeding ground for Gurdjieff's central teaching, the Fourth Way. In another chapter of his life, Gurdjieff traveled to the U.S. In 1924, Gurdjieff, a man who seemed carved from the myths of the East, strode onto the New York stage. He spoke of a hidden continent within us, of slumbering potentials and unrealized destinies. New York, the city that never sleeps, found itself entranced by a man who urged them to truly open their eyes. Published in 1936, Beelzebub's Tales to his grandson stands as Gurdjieff's magnum opus. It's a complex work that serves as both an allegorical space travel journey and a guide to his fourth way system of self-discovery. The plot follows Beelzebub, a cosmic traveler and self-proclaimed arch-liar. as he recounts his journeys to his grandson, Hussein. These journeys primarily focus on Earth, a planet populated by three-brained beings, humans, whose behavior and psychology Beelzebub finds endlessly fascinating and often bemusing. Through a series of fantastical adventures, thinly veiled societal commentary, and encounters with bizarre characters, Beelzebub dissects the human condition. He critiques our flawed perceptions, unconscious habits, and lack of self-awareness. In the process, he lays out the key principles of his fourth way, emphasizing self-observation, self-remembering, and conscious effort towards personal transformation. The final curtain on Gurdjieff's earthly act fell in 1949. He drew his last breath in Paris, leaving behind a legacy that defied easy categorization. Was he a mystic, a charlatan, a genius, or a madman? Perhaps he was all of these and none of them, a paradox wrapped in an enigma. But one thing remained certain: Gurdjieff had stirred the stagnant waters of modern spirituality. He had planted seeds of self-awareness in the gardens of countless souls up to this day. The fourth way, Gurdjieff's central teaching, stands in stark contrast to conventional spiritual paths. The term fourth way was coined by Gurdjieff to differentiate his approach from three traditional paths to self-development or enlightenment. The way of the fakir focused on the physical body, the way of the monk focused on the emotions, and the way of the yogi focused on the mind. He believed that each of these paths, while valuable, was incomplete and ultimately limited. In Gurdjieff's cosmology, the number 4 represents wholeness and perfect balance. The fourth way thus aimed to integrate the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of human beings, addressing them not in isolation, but as a unified whole. Gurdjieff believed his teachings contained ancient, forgotten knowledge about human nature and the universe. He referred to the three traditional paths as common knowledge, readily available in different forms, while the fourth way represented a secret or hidden path known only to a select few. Unlike the established traditions with their fixed structures and rituals, the fourth way was described as the way of the sly man or the clever man. It was adaptable and flexible, adjusting its methods and teachings to the individual needs of each student. These unique and individual approach further distinguished it from the three ways, and it's also a combination of all of them. The key tenets of the fourth way can be encapsulated in three fundamental principles: self-observation, self-remembering, and working on oneself. 1. Self-observation. Gurdjieff emphasized the importance of cultivating self-awareness, encouraging individuals to observe their thoughts, emotions, and actions without judgment. This process of self-observation serves as a cornerstone for personal transformation, allowing you to gain insight into their automatic reactions and habitual patterns. 2. Self-remembering. Central to the fourth way is the concept of self-remembering, a practice that involves bringing oneself back to the present moment. This interrupts the mechanical and habitual functioning of the mind, fostering a heightened state of consciousness. Through self-remembering, you can break free from the grip of unconscious behaviors and connect more authentically with your inner self. 3. Work on oneself. Gurdjieff advocated for active engagement in deliberate practices and exercises designed to develop consciousness. This work on oneself involves a systematic and disciplined approach to overcoming limitations, transforming negative habits, and cultivating a higher state of being. The emphasis is on personal responsibility and conscious effort in the pursuit of self-realization. Gurdjieff's methods were anything but conventional. Recognizing the deeply ingrained patterns of complacency and mechanical living in his students, He employed shock tactics to awaken them to their own inner reality. These tactics included intense physical movements, cryptic pronouncements. For example, he says, "It is very difficult also to sacrifice one's suffering. A man will renounce any pleasures you like, but he will not give up his suffering." Gurdjieff's influence extended well beyond his immediate circle, attracting a diverse array of individuals from different backgrounds and disciplines. The renowned writer Aldous Huxley was drawn to Gurdjieff's teachings, finding in them a profound synthesis of Eastern and Western esoteric traditions. Huxley's exploration of mysticism and consciousness, as evident in his later works like The Perennial Philosophy, bears the imprint of Gurdjieff's influence. Philosopher and writer P.D. Ouspensky played a pivotal role in introducing Gurdjieff's ideas to the Western audience through his book In Search of the Miraculous. Ouspensky's intellectual rigor and systematic approach complemented Gurdjieff's more experiential and unconventional methods. Psychoanalyst Jeanne de Salzmann became a key figure in the transmission of Gurdjieff's teachings. As one of Gurdjieff's close collaborators, she played a crucial role in preserving and disseminating his work after his death. The Gurdjieff work, as it came to be known, continued to evolve under her guidance. While Gurdjieff's teachings may seem esoteric at first glance, their core principles hold immense practical value for navigating the complexities of modern life. He once said, "Without self-knowledge, without understanding the working and functions of his machine, man cannot be free. He cannot govern himself, and he will always remain a slave." Let's talk about some ways to incorporate them into your daily routine. First, practice self-observation. Pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and reactions throughout the day. Notice how you react to different situations and identify habitual patterns. Secondly, cultivate present moment awareness. Take regular breaks to bring your attention to the present moment. Engage your senses fully in whatever you are doing, whether it's eating, walking, or talking to someone. Third, challenge your assumptions. Question your beliefs and biases. Be open to new perspectives and experiences. And finally, embrace effort and discomfort. Growth often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. Be willing to undertake challenging tasks and activities that push you to expand your awareness. Remember, the fourth way is not a destination, but a journey. It is a continuous process of self-discovery and transformation. Gurdjieff remains an enigma, a figure who defied easy categorization and left behind a legacy that continues to intrigue and inspire. His teachings, while challenging and unconventional, offer a powerful roadmap for self-discovery and conscious living. So, embark on your own exploration of the fourth way and see where the path leads you. Let us know what you think about Gurdjieff, and if you're a practitioner of the fourth way, what advice would you leave in the comments section below to those who are curious? Subscribe for future updates.